The NBA 2K franchise has been around for the better part of 2 decades now, but the community surrounding it wasn't always as divided and hostile as it is now. On November 10th, 1999, Visual Concepts and Sega Studios released the first installment of the series, a game titled NBA 2K. This game was groundbreaking at the time, garnering countless positive reviews and flattering words from some of the gaming industry's most trusted critics. But want us to wonder, what led such a promising franchise that was destined for greatness to have such a horrific fall from grace? And the answer to that question centers around one word: diversity. And funny enough, the topic for this video completely contradicts diversity altogether. This video won't cover the mistakes that 2K and their parent company Take-Two Interactive have made in recent years. However, this video will highlight the one build that is tearing the 2K community apart and the speedrunning boom that has resulted from its sudden rise in popularity. The build in question is the Playmaking Shot Creator. First, the basics. If you're new to NBA 2K21, then you might not understand how the game works. In a similar fashion to in real-life basketball, the player chooses skills that they want to focus on and develop as they upgrade their build in hopes of dominating the virtual basketball court. When you begin creating your build, you have the option of choosing which of the 5 positions you want your player to be, what their dominant hand is, among other things. After that, you select the skill breakdown of the build, which is displayed by 14 pie charts, all of which have a different distribution of skills. These skills are split up into 4 distinct categories: finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defense. Let's look at 2 specific pie charts to further explain the build system. This red and green pie chart focuses on defense and shooting, meaning that you will receive a bigger boost to those categories when speccing more attributes into them. These boosts come in the form of badges, which amplify certain abilities while on the basketball court. Badges can be upgraded to 4 tiers: bronze, then silver, then gold, and finally, Hall of Fame. In the case of the red and green pie chart, you can get Hall of Fame badges in shooting and defense. But I already know what you're thinking. What about this pie chart? It looks exactly the same as the red and green ones, so what's the difference? Well, attribute-wise, not much. But if you look closely, the red area takes up a bit more space than the green area, so that means that you can only get Hall of Fame badges in defense as opposed to both defense and shooting. Each of these categories have separate attributes that impact how your player turns out, which I won't explain in full because the names really speak for themselves. Hearing all of those options makes you believe that the opportunity for creative builds to flourish is limitless, but that's where you're wrong. NBA 2K21, like other games, has a distinct way to win. Like CSGO, Valorant, or even League of Legends, certain choices can lead to greater team success. But 2K's meta is one that requires such little thought and logic that one can seemingly close their eyes and create a meta-defining build in a matter of seconds. This is where we get introduced to our first runner, NBA 2K legend, Smoove. Smoove is one of the godfathers of the 2K community, uploading gameplay videos that form the foundation that the current generation of content creators now follow. He is best known for his My Career series, a myriad of videos that closely document the journey his build takes to become the best player in the NBA. His build videos would serve as the groundwork for how Playshot % is played. And on September 3rd, 2020, Chris would send shockwaves to the community with his 2K21 run, which clocked in a final time of 1 minute and 34 seconds. Let's see how he got it. Taking this run step by step will show how new the speedrunning category was. The run officially starts when the runner takes control and moves down to the last name of their build. After that, Chris chooses the point guard position, which is optimal because it is always the first choice to appear regardless of what direction you flick the joystick. Handedness comes next. After choosing right hand, Chris changed the jersey number to number 27, a hallmark of his channel. This is good for branding, but bad for a speedrun. Moving on to the skill breakdown, the mandatory choice of pie chart is the equal green and yellow pie chart. Next, the physical profile just affects speed, acceleration, vertical, and strength. But the first pie chart is best because point guards are meant to be fast, but also it saves the most time. Coming into the attributes with a good pace, Chris chooses his upgrades very carefully. This is because of the infancy in which the game was in. No one knew what the most important attributes would be, so as a result, Chris lost a lot of time here. Keep in mind that he was going to use this build for the entire game cycle, so some thought was warranted. After the attribute portion of the build comes the cosmetic and physical portion of the process. This is where you will decide what body shape you want your player to be, how tall they'll be, how much they weigh, as well as the wingspan and the takeover, which is basically your ultimate ability. The rest of these choices don't matter that much, however, as you will still receive the Playmaking Shot Creator build name. A very simple concept for a speedrun with a linear path from start to finish. All in all, this was a very solid base to work with. However, there were some in-game mechanics that Chris didn't use to his advantage, which left his record open to contention. So it was only a matter of time before someone came by and took his record. So yeah, it turns out that a majority of the community's focus was on the next-gen release of 2K21. This, in tandem with other popular game modes like My Team and The Neighborhood, led to a dormant record. However, some members of the community were looking for ways to further lower Chris Smoove's record of 1 minute and 34 seconds. One such individual was Crashy Lion. Crashy Lion is one of the most well-known glitch hunters in the 2K community, forming his channel around miraculous findings. Two of his findings are particularly useful for the Playshot speedrun category. These tricks are called accelerated spending and button manipulation. While in the My Player Builder, Crashy Lion found that you can hold down any of the two triggers on an Xbox or PlayStation controller and spend attribute points at a faster rate. Instead of spending 1 point when you flick the joystick, if you hold down one of the triggers, you will now spend 10 points per joystick flick, a massive time save. As for button manipulation, this occurs with extensive use of a controller, ultimately causing a button to feel loose and easier to mash. This trick requires the button to be loose, as a tight button won't provide any advantage when it comes to frame-perfect inputs. With button manipulation, runners were now able to match the A button on the first frame of the body shape option, the height option, the weight option, the wingspan option, and the takeover selection. With all of these tricks now well known throughout the community, it was only a matter of time until someone put them to good use. Someone like Zach2K. He specializes in creating unique builds that directly challenge the lack of diversity that the Playshot brings to 2K. If anyone was primed to take Chris Smoove's record, then it would be Zach. And on April 3rd, 2021, Zach2K did just that.
3, 2, alright, good start so far. We're gonna go down to the Playshot pie chart right here. Boom, alright, here we go. Got the physicals. We got a good pace, Layup and driving up, max. We're gonna go right here all the way until we get 25. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Boom. Max with all the playmaking. We're gonna get right 24. Boom. Alright, looking good, we're looking good. We're on a good pace, Max is out. Got it. Okay, there we go. Playmaking Shot Creator, record time, boys. We have set the world record. Nobody can beat me.
And that is where the world record stands today. It's almost fitting that this speedrun category, which showcases the epitome of 2K's boring meta, is spearheaded by one of the creators striving for change. We'll just have to wait and see if he can stay in that #1 spot. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, it would mean a lot if you shared it with some of your friends. It goes a long way on YouTube and it really helps me out. Anyways, I'll see you with my next video.